Good morning. This is the first video for B1 revision. So what we're focusing on here is what are genes. Now, inside the nucleus of the body cells and of the egg and sperm cells, you will find chromosomes. Body cells have 23 pairs of chromosomes, whereas the egg and sperm cells have half the number of chromosomes, so they have 23 single chromosomes. Now, those chromosomes, which are here, are made up of a long chemical which is called DNA. Now, a section of that DNA molecule is what we call a gene. So this is one particular gene. This will be another gene, and this will be another gene. Now, what those genes are is a set of instructions. And those instructions tell the cell how to make a protein. Now, there are different types. You need to know about two particular types of protein. So those instructions can be to make structural proteins. Now, the best example to use there is something like collagen, which is the most abundant protein in your body. It makes up your hair, your skin, your muscles, your tendons, your bones, for example. So structural proteins are collagen. So those are the instructions to be able to make that collagen, for example. The other one that you need to know about is a functional protein. Now, the best example of that is going to be something like an enzyme. And you have enzymes like amylase, which is inside your saliva, which breaks down the starch. Now, what we need to think of now is why do these organisms develop from these instructions? So, here's a little person. Now, those instructions will determine that person's characteristics. So some things are caused by only one gene. So, for example, if somebody has dimples in their cheeks, that is actually caused by one particular type of gene, and that's because that gene was coding to make a particular protein, and then that protein gives that person the characteristic. So, for example, dimples. So some things are caused by only one type of gene, some things are caused by two types of genes. So eye colour is caused by more than one gene working together to be able to make that particular type of protein, which give them the characteristics of their eye colour. Now, some things are caused by the environment. So, for example, if somebody has a scar, then that scar is obviously caused by the environment. Now, some of our characteristics are caused by the genes and the environment both working together. So the best example to use there is weight, because somebody might have the gene to be a particular weight, but of course if in a particular size, but then of course if they overeat, then they're going to become overweight, for example. So that summarises how genes can make proteins, and obviously they make your characteristics. So there's just a quick summary questions here, just to be able to think of. So the first one, the instructions that control how an organism develops and functions are found, of course, in the nucleus of the cell. So inside the nucleus of the cell are where those instructions are found. Now, these instructions are called genes. So the instruction is actually called a gene. And those genes describe how to make a protein. So a gene is a section of the DNA molecule that makes up a chromosome. And then there's different types of structural proteins. So the best one to use, like I said, would be collagen. And then an example of a functional one is an enzyme. So people's characteristics can be caused by genes, the environment, or both the genes and the environment. And then eye colour is determined by several genes working together. Whereas dimples in your cheeks are caused by one particular type of gene. So the next section we'll be looking at in a moment is section B1.2.